The topic of the things of loveliness, that is, the things that are morally agreeable and pleasant. The word lovely has the meaning of desirable and delicious, a definition given by Calvin. We have the idea that our duty must always be disagreeable, and we make any number of duties out of a diseased sensibility. If our duty is disagreeable, it is a sign that we are in a disjointed relationship to God. If God gave some people a fully sweet cup, they would go carefully into a churchyard and turn the cup upside down and empty it, and say, "No, that could never be meant for me." The idea has been incorporated into their makeup that their lot must always be miserable. Once we become rightly related to God, duty will never be a disagreeable thing of which we have to say with a sigh, "Oh well, I must do my duty." Duty is the daughter of God. Never take your estimate of duty after a sleepless night or after a dose of indigestion. Take your sense of duty from the Spirit of God and the Word of Jesus. There are people whose lives are diseased and twisted by a sense of duty which God never inspired. But once let them begin to think about the things of loveliness, and the healing forces that will come into their lives will be amazing. The very essence of godliness is in the things of loveliness. Think about these things, says Paul. Literally, the things that have a fine face, a winning and attractive tone about them. What should we be like after a year of thinking on these things? We might not be fatter, but I'm certain we should look much more pleasant. When we do not think about the things of good report, we shall be astonished to realize where they are to be found. They are found where we only expected to find the opposite. When our eyes are fixed on Jesus Christ, we begin to see qualities blossoming in the lives of others that we never saw there before. We see people whom we have tabooed and put on the other side of exhibiting qualities we have never exhibited, although we call ourselves saved and sanctified. Never look for other people to be holy. It is a cruel thing to do. It distorts your view of yourself and of others. Could anyone have had a sterner view of sin than Jesus had? And yet had anyone a more loving, tender patience with the worst of men than he had? The difference in the attitude is that Jesus Christ never expected men to be holy. He knew they could not be. He came to make men holy. All he asks of men is that they acknowledge that they are not right. Then he will do all the rest. Blessed are the poor in spirit. It comes back to the central message of Jesus Christ. If I be lifted up. If we preach anything other than Jesus Christ and Him crucified, we make our doctrines God and ourselves the judge of others. Think of the times we have hindered the Spirit of God by trying to help others when only God could help them, because we have forgotten to discipline our own minds. It is the familiar truth that we have to be stern in proclaiming God's word. Let it come out in all its rugged bluntness, unwatered down and unrefined. And when we deal with others, we have to remember that we are sinners saved by grace. The tendency today is to do exactly the opposite. We make all kinds of excuses for God's word. Oh, God does not expect us to be perfect. And when we deal with people personally, we are amazingly hard. All these things lead us back to Jesus Christ. He is the truth. He is the Honourable One. He is the Just One. He is the Pure One. He is altogether the Lovely One. He is the only one of good rapport. No matter where we start from, we will always come back to Jesus Christ.